Hey guys, it's Just Sports here and welcome back to episode 2 of my Career Mode series with Norwich City on FIFA 14. Now the major talking point from our last episode, episode 1, was Lorenzo Insigne rejecting my contract that I offered to him. The deal with the club, Napoli, was all sorted. We agreed a 6 million fee for the central attacking midfielder, but unfortunately I did match his 60 grand player demands, but it seems that he really just loves Italy and he just wants to stay in Italy and with his family, you know, but he did say that he could be pushed and he could change his mind if the right offer came in. So in other words, if I pay about 20 grand or so more, he will he'll leave his family, just ditch his family and come and work for us in Norwich. So that is hopefully what we're going to do. But anyway, moving on from that little situation that we've got there is our first preseason game of our campaign. Now, we have Norwich City against Udinese, and Udinese are an amazing team, and really before this game, I'm expecting us to really struggle quite a lot because these guys have amazing talent like Di Natale and Basta and all these awesome people, and I'm not really too sure how we can cope, but I'm guessing we'll put in a solid performance and hopefully Snodgrass and our new signings can do really well. And Hooper, who's on the ball right now, tries to get past the fullback, but unfortunately he's dispossessed by that dude right there. Now Udinese, actually, to be fair, they didn't really create too many chances, and this was one of their main ones, and they just sky it, or not sky it, but yeah, it goes wide of the post. Now Danilo, Naldo, you know, that team is so good, but Wesley Houlihan dispossesses and intercepts that ball and really should have done a lot better there against that keeper in the run of play. But then again, it is his first game back, so we will have to let him off lightly. I think it's his first game back. Hopefully he performs better next time. Now Van Wolfswinkel picks up a little bit of an injury, and I'm not sure about Van Wolfswinkel. It seems like he's really sluggish to play with. But Leroy first sets up Wesley Houlihan, and he has a shot, but it goes just wide. You know, that really isn't acceptable. It's about 5 yards out, and really that is why I need to change Wesley Houlihan, or at least have another player with Wesley Houlihan, just because he is old. He hasn't got the best shot on him. He's short, and generally his shot is fairly dismal. So yeah, I need to definitely change that. But Snodgrass lines up for the shot, has a shot, but it does get blocked by the defender there. Now Martin, I'm not sure about Martin. We might need to change him in January. He doesn't have that much pace for a fullback, but he passes it to Wesley Houlihan, who then sets up Redmond, who tries to set up Van Wolfswinkel, goes back to Houlihan, to Snodgrass, who has a shot, but it just goes wide again. And we got so close in this first half, but we really couldn't make the chances go in the net until the 45th minute. Snodgrass running up the wing, tries, I don't know how, but he manages to outmuscle the defender. Crosses it to Van Wolfswinkel, who has a shot, but really that does sum up his whole performance in those few seconds where he does mess up quite a lot. It goes wide of the post. 45th minute, Redmond running down in the box and passes it to the one and only Wes Houlihan right now, who lines up the shot, has a shot, goes in the top hand corner, and really that was unstoppable. No goalie could have saved that. Great goal by Wesley Houlihan, and he did really make me think, do I need another playmaker or should I just stick with him? And really I do need just a replacement for him if he does get injured, and if I do manage to get Lorenzo Insigne, he will be playing instead of Wesley Houlihan. But I did make a few changes at halftime. I brought on Johan Elmander for Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, who isn't looking too good at the moment, and I also brought on Pilkington for Nathan Redmond, who's going to be a really good prospect in the future. And, you know, Udinese, they did have a few attempts on my goal, but nothing really to worry about. I mean, we pretty much dominated this game. Pilkington crosses to Gary Hooper, and Gary Hooper with a clinical finish. That is what this guy's about. He is a natural goal scorer at the what do you call that? Not the near post. The opposite to a near post. But anyway, yeah. Not the near post, the other post. And yeah, a great header from him. Goes in that little corner, and the keeper has no chance of getting it. But Basta is on the ball here for Udinese, who gets it back, tries to get it back, but Martin Olsen was just so good for the whole 90 minutes of this game, and he is definitely going to be my #1 left back for this whole Norwich campaign, unless he does pick up an injury. But Gary Hooper does do a nice through ball there to Snodgrass, who then returns the favour, passes it to Hooper, but unfortunately he cannot get his shot away. It is just blocked by that centre-back who, yeah, I mean, if you look at the Udinese defence, it is actually a very good defence. Not arguably better than our defence, but this is their main chance, Udinese, and it falls for Alan, who unfortunately can't get the ball in his stride. He tries to pass it, but generally it's just poor. I mean, they didn't really test John Roddy at all throughout the game. It was a very poor performance by them, I thought, but I'm not complaining. Norwich City took the 2-0, and it was a very, very good performance, I think, by us. You know, for the whole 90 minutes, we dominated. You can see there, 11 shots, 7 shots on target, 53% possession. You know, we basically dominated on the whole. We had 83% passing accuracy, and Fulham lost in their preseason game, so that's a bit unlucky for them. Now, I really, really do want to bring in Lorenzo Insigne, and I think if he doesn't accept the next offer, I think I might make a much larger offer. So what I'll do now is just offer 70 or 60, I don't know, I think I'll stay with £65,000, and if he does accept that, that'd be brilliant, but I'm thinking it might take a lot more to tempt him to go away from Napoli, because in the past, on FIFA 13, if a player said, you know, I'm settled in wherever, and I like it here, it took quite a lot of money, a substantial difference in their actual salary currently to get them away from that club and bring them to your club or whatever, so I think I might have to offer on the regions of £80,000, and he does decline that 65,000. So what I'm going to do is put in an offer for 66,000. He is a crucial first-team player for us, as I said before. I don't need to scout Lorenzo because Lorenzo Insigne, because I know how good of a player he is, and he'll definitely be, I think he'll be around 78 rated, but in the future he could go to an 89 or even a 90 overall. So that's definitely going to be brilliant for the future if we can get him. But our next preseason game was against Hertha BSC, and yeah, this again a very good team, and I do change the team around a lot, as you can see here. I swapped the goalie, John Roddy, for Mark Bunn. I basically set out all our reserves, the guys who want to play, like our youth players. Maybe Elliot Bennett gets in there for Snodgrass. Hooper changed for Becchio. I also add in Bradley Johnson for Leroy Fer. So we made quite a few changes, but I really wanted to see how Johan Elmander got on, because he's going to really be the main man here. And also we add Josh Murphy to the mix as well. And I'm actually going to bring in Cameron McGeehan, who in the last episode of my career mode, I said that Cameron Mikhail Smith or something was the captain of the youth academy. It's actually Cameron McGeehan. But anyway, this game gets off and running, and we have a fairly inexperienced team. Maybe Howson and Johan Almander are most experienced players in this team. We also have McNeil in the team, who's our left back, who's 18 years old. So it's going to be a very difficult one to play. And I do know that, you know, playing with young players who are 57 overall or 58 overall, they are so difficult to play with on FIFA 14, but Bradley Johnson takes a good shot from there from 25 yards or 22 yards out, and it really does test the keeper. Good layoff there from Johnny Howson, but Bradley Johnson, you know, he could have done a little bit better. Now McGeehan with a great cross, 21st minute, and Luciano Becchio with a great goal there in the top right-hand corner of the net. The keeper had no chance, and I was actually really surprised that Cameron McGeehan was capable of delivering that sort of cross. Great effort by that man, and Luciano Becchio with an equally good finish. And then, yeah, Hertha tried to attack our goal a little bit more, and they actually do manage to do so. Ramos in there with a bit of a tap-in of a goal. Now, I really don't think that was deserved. Would John Roddy have saved it if I was playing him instead of Mark Bunn? Probably not, but I guess we'll never know. And that was, you know, it wasn't deserved, but I guess that really does happen in football. And McNeil, that little bit of lack of experience let him down there on the touch. And Hertha came back at me again, and it was kind of hard. I'm going to say that it was really difficult to keep them out of the goal. And, you know, with this terrible passing play from McGeehan and other youth players, it was hard to get the ball in their half. But Ramos again scores a good goal, top left-hand corner. Once again, no chance of the keeper saving that. So yeah, we're going to get on with the game and try and attack their net a little bit more. I really didn't do very well in the first half. So yeah, Whittaker on the ball right now, passes it to Cameron McGeehan, who he's been quite good to today, other than a few missed passes. But he sets up with Stephen Whittaker, who does tap it in. It is a bit of a tap in. It's about 5 yards out, and he does smash it into the net. I think the keeper could have done a little bit better. But, you know, it is the keeper for Hertha, and that's naturally not going to be the best keeper in the world. So, yeah, it was a good goal from that point of view. Now, Hertha do try to attack me again. Ramos, that key man, Ramos, and Ryan Bennett makes an annoying challenge. It's one of those where, really, you could get the ball, you have to make the challenge, otherwise he's clean through on goal, and I timed it so poorly, and Ryan Bennett did get sent off there, so I had to make a bit of a change, and what I did was I took off Johan Elmander, just to spare him for the next preseason game, and we did bring on Russell Martin to fill that sort of role at the back. Johan Elmander, he looked positive in that game, to be fair. He did look really good, and I think I will start him and Gary Hooper up front for the Premier League season, just because, I don't know, Ricky van Wolfswinkel, he doesn't look particularly great. He looks very average, and it's kind of funny because he is our most expensive signing. Now, Murphy running down the wing, but he does get dispossessed, and, you know, that is kind of how the game went for me the entire time. I mean, I really did struggle with these youth academy players. Now, McGeehan, again, poor quality, terrible touch, terrible shot. I just can't, there's a certain point where you have to just accept, you know, they're not quite, you know, Premier League standard. They're not quite as good as a lot of other players in the squad. You know, they're only 58 overall, so naturally you can expect them to have poor touches. But that was the end of that preseason game. And as it is preseason, and I only have 3 preseason games, I decided for this episode to throw in all 3 games so that next episode we can just start with the Premier League straight away. But Lorenzo Insigne declined my offer again for like the 5th time, so I just got angry at this point, and I said, okay, 70,000 on the table, take it or leave it, crucial first team player, please take it. And I don't know, I really would like him to sign for 70,000 a week. We got him so cheaply, but, you know, we got him cheaply for 6 million, but I was a little bit, I don't know, I wasn't sure that we would get him for that 60,000 asking price. So yeah, I think this could go to 80 grand a week more, or even more, you know. 80 grand a week is a lot for a 77 overall player, or 78, whatever he's going to be. But I think, considering how much we could potentially buy him for, that is a very good deal. But up against our next game, is our 3rd preseason game against Atletico Bilbao at Carrow Road. So hopefully we can get a good result here. And I really do want to really have our last game of the preseason with a win, to give our boys a bit of a confidence boost, so that when they go into their first Premier League game, they can definitely start off with a win against Everton, or at least that's what I'm hoping for. Everton are a really good side, but I mean, hopefully we can challenge Tim Howard and get some goals in there. And Hooper, I'm not sure why, but he did seem to drift a lot of the time off to the wing in this game, but he does try to set up Elmander, who is just offside. It's so close, but yeah, Johan Elmander, not the best positioning there from him. But yeah, we kept attacking. Snodgrass passes it down to Hooper, who does try and get a shot away, but it is blocked by that centre-back from Atletico Bilbao. And they kept coming at us, to be honest. They kept trying and trying and trying. And Ruddy, you know, he had quite a lot of work on his hands. And this is where I thought, this is complete bullshit. FIFA really need to sort this out, because there was a penalty given to Atletico Bilbao for the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and I really wanted to see what it looks like on the instant replay, because they generally don't show decisions that are false on the repeat. So I went into instant replay, and you can see here, clearly, there's nothing in this. There's nothing at all in this. You can just see he taps it down, and what does my player do? I think that's Snodgrass. He actually gets the ball. He gets the ball, and that player, Atletico Bilbao player, kind of gets in Snodgrass's way, goes down way too easily, and somehow, I don't know how, but that is apparently a penalty, and Bennett takes it for Atletico Bilbao and slots it into the left-hand corner. Really frustrating, that one, but I guess that is, I guess that's how FIFA 14 is going to be, you know, really, really annoying decisions. So please don't make any slide tackles on this game, because it's very likely to be a foul. Yeah, so that's a little bit of a tip from me. Snodgrass trying to get in, and trying to give the Atletico Bilbao keeper a bit of a problem, but no, we really had a poor game. And they came at us again. Munion should have done a lot better, but thankfully Ryan Bennett did block that cross. Houlihan up again. Hooper he's got nowhere to go. You know, they to be fair to Atletico Bilbao, they did set up really well when they needed to defend. They brought a load of players back, but Snodgrass, he cuts inside, has a smash, and that went in, and that was an amazing goal by Robert Snodgrass. To be honest, I tried to do a lot of crosses, and I tried to get a Gary Hooper to score some headers, but it wasn't working out. So I think this type of goal was the goal that I was going to score, and yeah, it really was a nice goal, and I do love how on FIFA 14, you can see the amazing curve on the ball when you hit it, and you know, that was unstoppable, that save, that shot. So Robert Snodgrass, well played there. He is definitely going to be in my first team squad. He has, with that shot, he has deservedly got his name on the team sheet for the game against Everton. And you know, Atletico Bilbao, yet again, they came at us. I would say that they were the better team, and they scored again. You know, Mikel Rico, he's a good player as well. I was kind of disappointed because Atletico Bilbao, they're a team who, you know, we really should be beating. But Nathan Redmond sets up Elmander for his first goal for Norwich City, and that was a belter. That is all you need to do with Johan Elmander. Just set him up, and he will smash it. Wherever it goes, it doesn't matter, because his 86 shooting, or 84 shooting, whatever it is, shot power, handles it perfectly. It actually goes in the middle of the net, but the shot power was so high that the goalie had there was no chance of him saving it. So yeah, anyway, Wes Hoolahan is one-on-one with the keeper here, and the keeper makes a great save. Elmander almost got the follow-up with a diving header, but it wasn't meant to be. On the 90th minute, they also had their fair of shots, and, you know, that should have gone in as well. It was a fairly even game, 2-2, probably the right result. Fair result, I'd say. But if you do look at the stats, 13 shots for Norwich, 9 shots on target, 46% possession, and 84% passing accuracy. It does look like we have an immense passing accuracy, and Nathan Redmond got man of the match as well. Guys, that is going to do it for this episode of my Norwich City Career Mode on FIFA 14. If you guys have enjoyed, be sure to come over to my channel and subscribe. Leave a like down below as well. Tell me in the comments what you would like to, me to do on this career mode in the next episode. And so yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hopefully we can bag Insigne in the next episode, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye.